Sand monster. Dig that hole. 23! Oh my gosh. We even went through the cable ditch. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Santa's got a new ride. Hello, all my friends. I hope you're having an outstanding, fabulous day. I am. Why? Not because I'm dressed up as Santa Claus, although this is my outfit that I'm going to use this winter for giving out candy to the children and taking pictures with mom and dad and the kids. But I got a new Mooncool trike. I have the new, brand new design, Mooncool TK PRO. It is gorgeous, vibrant orange. So Santa's got a new sleigh. Santa's got a new ride. I'm going to be using this winter. I'm going to put Christmas lights on it, put presents in the back, and I'll be able to ride around town with no stability or mobility issues. This is going to be perfect. It also has a hitch, so I might pull the doggy cart loaded up with presents and lights. So, thank you, Mooncool. Thank you. And my friends, thank you all for being my friends. Thank you all for being my subscribers. And if you've come across this channel and you're not, boom, boom, smash that subscribe. Click on the like, click on the bell. And if you've watched this video for 1 second, click on the like. Mooncool, it's been around for almost 5 years. Their mission statement, budget-friendly electric mobility devices. Their goal is to get people out living life who have issues moving around. The Mooncool trikes are probably the most popular sold trikes in America. 1 year warranty, free shipping, no tax, 9 to 5 Pacific time customer service. Great company, which is why I represent their products. And if you want this Mooncool TK PRO, go to mooncool.com. Use my code Bruce200. Bruce200. Bruce200, you will save $200 on any order over $1,500, or you could use Bruce100 and save $100 on anything over $1,200. If you use my code, it benefits my channel. My channel is me. What would I do with all the millions that I make when people use my affiliate link, use my code? I might buy more homeless bags. I might buy more Toys for Tots. Doesn't cost you anything to use my code. So thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for using my code. Check out this Mooncool TK PRO full review. All put together, this beautiful, vibrant orange. It also comes in dark red, lake blue, ivory white, and color they call cyan green, but I call it robin egg blue. The welds in this are gorgeous. The paint on this is gorgeous. As I said before, 95% assembled, as all Mooncool trikes, UL 2849 certified. So that means the electrical system, the battery, the motor is all Underwriter Laboratory approved. This definitely could fit somebody under 5 foot and probably up to 6 foot 8 inches. The height to the bottom of this bar is 12.5 inches. The rear basket is 19 by 14 by about 6.5 inches deep. The front basket is 12.5 by 12 inches and about 5.5 inches deep. I already told you 20 by 3 CST tires, 30 TPI, which is good. Vacuum formed foam seat, comfortable adjustable backrest with a knob. The trike frame itself, 6061 aluminum, weighs 90 pounds, about the same weight as the folding TK1. It comes with a new and improved front shock. It has a lockout, but this model has preload. So left side is preload. You turn the knob, and the right side is the lockout. Excellent cable management. All the connections are water resistant. This one has also the helical motor, but it's 750 watts that peaks at 1500 watts. It also still has the sine wave controller, which is the better controller, which allows for better motor battery efficiency, and it also makes the bike quiet to run. It has rear lights, brake lights, and it has, let's take the plastic off, blinkers and a reflector. It's a 48 volt, 20 amp hour battery. So the battery is bigger than before. As before, in the rear, you have a rear differential, which allows each tire to spin differently when you make turns, which makes it much more stable and safe. It comes with 180 millimeter size rotors that are hydraulic disc brakes. It is foldable. To fold the trike, you would push the button forward, open the lever, and then the trike will fold. To close it, push the lever forward and lift upward and snap into place. Must lift up a little bit and then push it in. Stem, there's a lever on the handle, and the stem can move up and down depending on what you need. To close it, pull the lever back around. Handlebar folds, lift up on the silver ball, and simply pull the lever out. And then the handlebars will fold down. Hard to do one-handed. And then to put it back up, simply raise the handlebars back into place and close. 180 millimeter Star Union hydraulic brakes on the front. Quick release front wheel lever. And a very big front headlight, which we're going to take the plastic off. Excellent cable management. And one of the most incredible things, in my opinion, that you can't see, but it's in here, is a torque sensor. This trike has a torque sensor. What's a torque sensor? A torque sensor feels the pressure that you're applying to the pedals and then adjusts accordingly the power to the motor. So the harder you pedal with a torque sensor, the more power will come out of that motor. Whereas a cadence sensor, you turn the pedals and the power comes out all at once up to the PAS levels. With a torque sensor, you pedal gently, then you'll have gentle power delivery. You pedal harder, you will have a harder, more forceful power delivery. A torque sensor allows you to ride a trike or a bike like a traditional bicycle with the way the feeling is in your legs. So you can do more exercise with a torque sensor or less exercise depending on how hard you push on the pedals. The other great thing about this trike is it comes with a Schwinn 6-speed gear set. So now you can shift. So between the torque sensor and the Shimano 6-speed gear system, you now have the ability to control your speed and to have more power and the ability to go up hills and rough terrain. It is a combination of the best things of the Folding TK1 and the Fat 20, but brand new innovation with the torque sensor and some other features up top here that we're going to talk about, including the big color display. Now the cockpit, round rubber type grips, which I don't mind the rounded grips because I don't think the palm rest really does anything, at least not for me. A horn button, the control buttons, the parking brake, one on each side. This is brilliant. There's an icon for a lock, unlocked and locked. Engineering ingenuity. To set the parking brake, you just move this red lever to the lock icon and then simply do that. And that parking brake is set now. And then to release it, you move the red lever back to the unlock and then watch this. One click, you're done. The big new color display, it's gorgeous. The 6-speed Shimano. Quarter throttle. Right grip, brake levers, brake levers. 48 volt, 20 amp battery.
comes with 2 keys. You do not need a key to turn the bike on, and there is no button on the battery to turn the battery on, but you should always lock the battery when it's in. It says lock, it says open. When you turn the key forward, the word open will be visible and the battery will slide right out, just like that. To put the battery in, you pretty much are all the way down into position and then simply drop it and then turn the key to the right and then you'll see the word lock. There's a button on the top of the panel. Press and hold it and then the display comes on. The display lighting comes on automatically by default. You can see the icon of the headlight and then you can see the light on now. If you go around to the back, you can see the lights. And when you apply the brake lever, you can see the lights. And I'm going to show you how to do this. Left turn signal. Right turn signal. And what is really cool about the turn signals, it flashes on the screen. It tells you when your turn signal's on. So it'll be harder to not turn them off. And there's the left. And how did I do that? These 2 arrow buttons. You press this left arrow button and the blinker comes on. You press it again and the blinker goes off. Press the right blinker comes on. Press it again and it goes off. To turn the light off, hold the plus button and then you see how bright the screen gets. So the screen tells you the battery level. As you use more battery, the bars will go down. It tells you your miles per hour. It comes by default in miles per hour. It tells you your PAS setting, and then it tells you your trip mileage. To change what you see on the display, there's a button on the bottom of this panel. Press it once, and it goes to odometer. Press it again, time. That's the amount of time the bike's been on. Press it again, your power. That's how much wattage you're using when you pedal. And with the torque sensor, the harder you pedal, you will see the wattage go up. And then your maximum speed. And then your average speed. And then back to your trip. Your PAS settings, you do with your plus and your minus. So you press +1, your PAS is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the minus button to go down. And that's the display. Now, it has a walk function that you would press and hold the minus button, and then it will start moving on its own, but you have to continue to hold the minus button for it to work. So as soon as you stop pressing that button, the bike will stop moving. The other great thing about this display, on the bottom right-hand side, right here, USB-C port that you can plug in so that you can power. Most phones now take this so that you can power your phone or other devices if you needed to charge something. Now, if you want to adjust, if you want to reset your trip distance or adjust the lighting on the display, or if you wanted to, for some reason, go to kilometers instead of mileage, or for some reason you needed to reset all the default settings, what you would do is press the plus and minus for 2 seconds. And this is your program screen. This is for your mileage reset. How would you reset it? You hit the plus button. Y means yes, you want to reset it. And then you would simply hit the button and it would reset. And then to switch to another screen, press the bottom button, and then you'll go to light sensitivity. 3 is the default, and it can go from 0 to 5. press the bottom button again, and then you go to the backlight settings, and then press the button again. You go to miles per hour, kilometers, and then press the button again. You go to default settings. Then to go back to the main menu, press and hold the I button, which is the bottom button, for 2 seconds, and then you'll come back to the start. And then to turn off the display, the trike, top button, 2 seconds, and then your power is off. I love this trike. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Big differences between this trike and the folding TK1. This has a 750 watt motor, peaks at 1500 watts, so it has more Newton meters, it has more powers. It has a bigger battery, 20 amp hours. It has the torque sensor, which will allow you to get more exercise if you want it, and better hill climbing. It has the 6 speeds. It has the backrest. It has a much better parking brake system. The blinkers are how they're operated, and the screen display, the color screen is killer. It's actually the best. It's better than any of my expensive high-end e-bikes. That screen is killer, and the fact that the signals, turn signals, demonstrate on there that they're still on or off, perfect. It has a lower step over height than the folding TK1. Those are the big differences. I will say the one thing that carried over from the folding TK1, thank you Mooncool, is a hitch on the back so that you can pull your doggy carrier or garden materials, garden cart supplies. Because this is such a big motor with a 1500 watt peak and the gears, you can actually pull and you will be able to haul more with this than the folding TK1. Remember how I told you to get on the trike? No power on, hold the brakes, and then with this Pro, you can just step right over, and then you turn the power on. I can tell you right now, the screen in the sunlight, perfectly visible. I'm gonna get you a shot of that. Let's see if we can pedal with no power. We're in 0 PAS, and we're in gear 4. So, just like the folding TK1, if you become like Icarus and fly too close to the sun and run out of power, you will be able to pedal. Let's do pedal assist 1. Pedal assist 1 is about 7 miles an hour. Ooh. Nice steering. Let's do pedal assist 2. Pedal assist 2 is about 9 miles an hour. Pedal assist 3, 11 miles an hour. Pedal assist 4, 12 miles an hour. Let's turn around for pedal assist 5. And that's how you bed the brakes. Brakes are quiet. Brakes work good already. They're going to work even better once we bed them in. All right, let's do pedal assist 5. All right, pedal assist 5. I start to ghost pedal around 14 miles an hour. So the gearing could be better. Where the gearing and the power and the torque sensor are going to be king is on hills and rough terrain. Now we're going to see if you can get full power from the throttle or in. Okay, so the throttle from the power is limited by the PAS. So you will not get full power, you will not get top speed until you are in pedal assist level 5, and you'll get 15.5 miles an hour. And there's the screen in the bright sun. I didn't take the protective cover off yet. I hate taking off that last little piece, but I will shortly. But the screen is crystal clear, even in the bright sunlight. and tells you your PAS. Remember, click on the bottom and you can scroll. Yes, we're just taking off. This is what the power meter looks like when you take off. See how that's the watts. That's the amount of energy that the motor is using. And the faster you go, see how the watts? And if we were going up a hill, it would be even more watts showing, because the motor has to work harder for that power. Now we're going up a steep hill, and the trike is full speed, 15.5 miles an hour. The display's pretty accurate, and you can see the watts, but no issues whatsoever. This trike is more powerful than the Fat 20, and the Fat 20 was much more powerful than the folding TK1. And a skilled rider, I bet you could pull a wheelie on this, because when you gun the throttle, you can feel the power. Shimano 6-speed works very smoothly, even though this is an entry-level Shimano, which even some bikes that are selling in the $2,000 to $3,000 range are coming with the exact same gears, which puzzles me. For a trike, I can see it, especially this price range. But for an electric bike that's $3,000 plus, it should have a better set of gears. So most people are going to be using throttle on this bike, but the gears are good. And Mooncool's new manual, it is really, really, really good with regards to troubleshooting any gear adjustments and brake adjustments. So it is the best manual that I've seen from Mooncool. The only thing I told you was off was how they talk about installing the fenders. They're talking about using the wrong tool. And my guess is that the manual was created before some engineer said, let's not use a traditional bolt, let's use a hex head. This machine has a lot of torque, and gears work well, the brakes work well. Let's put the blinkers on. I love that you can see the blinkers in the display. You look down and you see it blinking, you're like, oh, I left my blinkers on. And the display, again, beautiful, nice size color. You can, I don't wear polarized sunglasses, so I don't do the polarized sunglass test that other people do. But I can tell you that with old eyes, with glasses, it is crystal clear in the sunlight. It's the best screen Mooncool has put out on a trike. I'm running this GPS. The GPS speed and the trike speed are pretty close, within a mile. I will say that uphill, I'm still pedaling like 13 miles an hour with some good resistance. But if I was on a flat, a little bit of ghost pedaling. So that's another reason why, if someone was afraid of getting a torque sensor bike, this torque sensor will really come into play on hills. Otherwise, it's not going to be too much different than a cadence sensor. It's going to be a little bit different, but it's not going to be making you work as hard as what you might think. Which most people who buy this trike are not going to want to do that anyway. It's very stable. I don't know. My guess is, I'm not an engineer, but my guess is that the lower ground clearance, the lower stance of the trike is adding to stability. Let's go do our neighborhood. Let's go do our neighborhood trail and see how it does on that. Turning, stable, just like the other trikes. That was a 9-mile-an-hour turn. The suspension actually, the front suspension I thought was going to be really, 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 really tight. And when I went off my curb, it actually absorbed. Let's go up here. It actually absorbed the bump. So the suspension, I think, is a little bit better than the Folding TK1 and the Fat 20 suspension. I bedded them in, the brakes work good. Oh, here's the horn. Like all the other horns. Comes out of the light. And, oh yeah, the front suspension is better than I thought. When it comes to adjusting the preload and the lockout, I tell people put them to the extreme position, ride the trike or bike, and then adjust accordingly. So you might move the preload halfway and ride over the same exact terrain and see if it feels any different. And that's the best way to do adjustment. Oh, this thing is, holy cow. This thing is eating this up. This is stone dust, and it's like sand. You can hear it hitting the fenders, but my Fat 20 could not go through it that easy. Wow. That is impressive. That is impressive. Oh yeah. Yep. This machine wants to do 30 miles an hour. This machine wants to go faster than 15.5 miles an hour. Here we go. That's where we're going to go. We're going to go over to town, and holy cow, we're doing 12 miles an hour, 13 miles an hour. Whoa, beast. Oh my gosh, beast. We're going to go over to town and see how it runs through the sand. My other two trikes did okay, but I think this is going to do better than okay. I should have put a jacket on because it's a little chilly, actually. I might go get a shirt. We need to put some miles on this anyway because we're doing a look at that tight radius turn. We're doing testing. Oh yeah, yep. Front suspension fork. Let's go this way. Surprisingly, more forgiving than I thought. I put my fat butt pressing down on it, and I didn't get a lot of movement. But when you're riding it, you're getting good movement. 10 miles an hour, piece of cake. 10 miles an hour. And up the hill, I have pedaled to 15.5 miles an hour. I have feeling in the pedals. So no ghost pedaling going up the hill. And that's the benefit of the torque sensor and the gears. We're gonna hit the steep hill in Charlestown, and then we're going to go hit the steep hill from northeast to Charlestown and see how she does. Another good thing about this trike is that the Fat 20, when you're not using the power and going down a hill just coasting, it does not record mileage nor speed. And this does record mileage and speed even when you're not activating power, which is a good thing. And that's the one thing that I give on the Fat 20. It's kind of an annoyance thing. Not that it's the end of the world, but it's just like, man, software person, fix that. So this trike does not do that. This trike screen and controller is spot on. And I like these grips.
They don't have the palm rest, but that does not bother me at all. And of course, I like the throttle, the grip throttle, better than the thumb throttle. Now, I will tell you that this thing has some get up and go right off the line for a trike. It is much quicker than the other two trikes, and obviously that's because it's 750 watts. It's going right up this hill, throttle, me not pedaling, 14 and a half, 15 miles an hour, so full speed. When we come back the other way, none of the trikes go full speed unless I'm pedaling, and the TK1 folding, you can't pedal because it's not a torque sensor, no gears. But this bike here, yes, yes, yes. Down the hill. 24. Let's go all throttle up this hill. We got a full charge. We charged it overnight. Oh yeah, full speed. 14 miles an hour now, 14 and a half. So none of my trikes have this kind of power. Let's hit these potholes. Yep. I have 18 and a half pounds in my tires. We've gone 3.5 miles. Last year when I bought my first e-bike in September, I told you, within a month, I was like, I need to preach this. I created my YouTube channel. And anyway, I bought a Santa suit, came to the town tree lighting ceremony, had candy and did photos and candy with the parents and children. And I'm gonna do that again this year. I bought a brand new Santa suit that looks so much better. And this trike's gonna make it easy. Look, no hands, mama. I can't do that with the bike. Plus, I'll be able to stop easier with the children for photos and all. So far, in 3.9 miles, the only thing that you know what, let's go this way. The only thing that I'm gonna ding the trike on at this point in time is my left fender. There's just a little bit of rattle. And when I go home, I'm going to examine to see why. The right one is quiet as a church mouse, but not the left one. All right, this is the test. This will be the test. It's plowing through, and it is really it's almost like a whole herd of elephants have come through here and have made this extra sloppy-ish. Look how deep my ruts are. See how deep they are? Look at that. Is that incredible or what? Look at it. Look at them ruts down there. She's a sand monster! Sand monster! Dig that hole! This is how you use the walk button. You have it in 0 PAS, and you just press the minus button, and then it takes off. Not very fast, and then as soon as you let go of the minus button, it stopped. I got sand all over the place. Leaf blower out and blow all the sand off because there's sand everywhere. This trike, holy crap, did you see that sand to fly? So we've gone 4.5 miles, and we're gonna go to Northeast and then do the steep hill, but this trike is just screaming to do 28, 30 miles an hour. I mean, she is up to max speed and boom. That is a steep hill. It's short and steep. Actually, I'm in good gears. All right, let's go. Oh my gosh. We even went through the cable ditch and she just zipped it. Yes, that's power. That's power. That's power. That's torque. That's 1,500 watts. Santa's got a new ride. This is the hill that neither one of my trikes can go up full speed throttle, and we're going to see if this trike can, which I have to name this trike. I think I'm going to name her Mary. I think I'm going to use the Fold Knox name for this trike, Mary. All right, we're going up at throttle 13.5 miles an hour now. We just went up the steep hill about 3 miles an hour faster than the other trikes. No ghost pedaling when you have an incline, none at all. And remember, you can throttle and pedal at the same time, 100%. Seat comfort, it's good. I'm still going to recommend that you keep the backrest at the lowest point. I think you'll just be more comfortable that way for most people. I mean, I am a fat man, and I'm more comfortable that way. It does not feel like it's pushing me off when I put it that way. $25.6 miles an hour. $23 down Main Street because we want to test out our blinkers. Sure, they work. And taking this turn at 12 miles an hour. And oh, I look down at my screen and I can see my blinker still on. Press the button, boom, they're off. I love this trike. Can't you see? Can't you see? She's got maneuverability. We're gonna do a slalom test. Just like that. And emergency braking. All right, we are going up the steep hill from Northeast to Charlestown. It is just a long, steep hill. My other trikes could not go up this full speed. My Fat 20 almost, like a couple miles an hour faster than the TK1, but right now, look, full speed up the hill. That's why this is going to be the trike for somebody who wants power and torque. And now if I pedal, now I have feeling in the pedal because we're going up the hill. Look, full speed. Boom. I throttled that sucker up the whole way. No problem. No motor issues. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for being my friends. Thank you for being my subscribers. And if you're not, if you come across this video, boom, smash the subscribe. Click on the like, click on the bell, share my video. If you watch this video, even for 1 second, click on like. Now, we've gone 12.3 miles, 100 battery percent still lasting. What does that say? This battery, this bike's going to be able to go the distance. We were on it riding for 59 minutes. Our max speed was 25.6 miles an hour. Our average speed was 12.3 miles an hour. What do I think of the trike? I love it. I'm going to drill these out and put mirrors on each side. I need to tighten up my fenders. The only ding is no wire ties. They didn't include wire ties, which is minor. And the fenders probably could come installed. That would be nice. But the suspension fork is good. The gears work. The torque sensor works. I I really don't have anything negative to say at this point in time, but you know me. I'm not a one and done kind of person. I am going to be riding this miles and miles and miles and miles. And the next video is going to be the range test around here. I'm going to go up and down the hills. I am going to just ride it like I did today, basically full throttle everywhere. And I'm going to kill that battery. And if you want a Mooncool TK Pro, go to mooncool.com. Use my code Bruce200. You will save $200. It benefits the channel. The channel is me. And you save money. So my friends, thank you very much. It's a great trike. I love that vibrant color. Perfect color for a perfect fall day. I love you all. See ya. I've told you before, check the box. This box is pristine. It's packaged better than ever. There's not one mark on this box. There's not one divot in it. So I'm sure that when we unbox it, it is going to be perfect. And we're going to unbox it and we're going to lay it out on our moving blanket. And I tell you, make sure all your parts are there. Plug in your battery right away and read the manual. Plastic tabs, just pull them out on each side. All you have to do is pull up and they come out. I tried to pull the top off. I got all the things out. It will not come up. It won't come up at all. You know why? They use super good tape around the edges, including the bottom. So what do you got to do? Very carefully lift it up. Take a knife, utility knife or a pair of scissors, and very carefully slice all around every single edge. Don't cut yourself. Once you slice all around it very carefully, you have uncovered a trike. Super packaged, super protected, just like every other Mooncool trike that I have received. I've received 2 other ones, and they have been pristine. And this one appears to be no different. Super packaged. And the tires, full of air, 20 by 3. I'm going to put flat out in them. I'm recommending that you put flat out in them. But these are actually CST puncture resistant tires. They have a TPI of 30, which is good. TPI is a puncture resistance rating, and a 30 rating is good. And you see the color? Vibrant orange, which is why I'm wearing one of my Land of the Free because of the brave orange shirts that match the trike, including my socks. That beautiful. It's called Vibrant Orange. It is gorgeous. All right, we have it all uncovered, unpackaged. There's a lot of trash. There's the box. I think it's thicker than the last one that I received. All the items, I lay them all out, make sure everything is fine, which it is. Everything is pristine. Get a manual, get some tools, get 2 keys. You get a book about Mooncool and their products. You get some netting, you get a bottle holder, and then the axle for the front. Before I put my tire on, I am going to do flat out, which I recommend you do as well. But remember, these are 20 by 3 CST puncture resistant. These are 30 TPI, which is very, very good. And I pulled the battery out right away and I start charging it. It comes with instructions on how to charge your battery. Very simple. Plug in here, plug in the receptacle. Red means it's charging. And when it's done charging, it will be green. Now, I'm gonna try to embed in this video the Mooncool assembly video because it is a very good, easy to understand video. The only thing that is off on the instructions in the instruction booklet are these screws for the fenders. They're not screws, they're bolts that need a hex, 5mm hex to install. Rip One Outdoors has you taking off this basket. I don't think you're going to need to do that. So when we get to that point, we'll see whether Rip One Outdoors is right or whether you can just avoid having to do that. So let's put it together. Flat out. I buy it like this because I do a bunch of bikes. I'm using my Mooncool pump, which I love. Tires are rated for 30 PSI. When you put flat out in it, do not
approach 30 PSI. I'm going to put 20 PSI in here. I put 10 ounces of flat out, which is more than enough, 20 PSI. So if you do that, which I recommend, do not fill up near the max. The one thing I'm using to put this together, I just bought this. Got this on Amazon. You just twist it. You can open it, you can close it. It's got a handle on the bottom, handle on the top, and you can lock it and unlock it. See? You gotta use the handle. You can do it different heights. It was like, I don't know. I'm gonna put the link in the description. It's on Amazon, it's light, and it holds 450 pounds. And I'm gonna, and I have this wheel up because you want the wheel up when you do flat out. So I got some of the scrap cardboard packing to hold this wheel up because you don't want any pressure on the tube when you fill it up with air, because it'll be harder to do. Now, this is no different than the folding TK1. There's a little lever here in the front. You slide forward, and then you pull backwards, and then you can fold the trike. And then to close it, you just pull the trike around, lift up on the lever a little bit, and push. And then you're locked into place. Or the folding stem, very simple. Just lift up into place, pull shut. And then to open, you lift up on the lever, push down, and then it'll fold. The stem, it's square on one side. It can only go in one way. There are marks, a minimum, maximum height level, and then I'm going to keep it at 6, and then you just pull this around when you got it where you want it to be. And then you're locked. And then to open it up to adjust it, pull the lever up or down, close. There's an adjustment screw here that you can turn righty-tighty a little bit, and then it makes the clamp hold tighter. Now the next step is to insert the wheel. I kept this on to protect the brake caliper. This is to protect the forks. This just pops off. And I'm using my seat, my Amazon seat, to hold the front up. And I'm going to pull out the disc protector before I attempt to install the front wheel. And you can throw that away. And then the instructions are pretty simple. There's a spring on each that'll go on each side of the wheel. The other thing to do is Mooncool wisely provides you with a protector for the disc. Gently slide the tire past the brake caliper. Guide it into the forks. And then through to the other side. I like to tighten up one side to make sure it's even in the fork. And then you push up. And then you spin it. And it's free moving through the caliper. We're going to take, I use a number 5 hex that I have, but you can use what Mooncool provides. We're going to take this headlight off. We have to unplug it. You just simply pull. And then we're going to reattach the fender after we remove the headlight. And then we're going to remove these 4 bolts up here so we can mount this for the basket, this front rack. And then remember, leave this piece of clear plastic on there. This is to protect the cable. The tool Mooncool provides is 100% good for removing these. Simply put the 4 bolts back in, and I alternate 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, you're done. Using the same Mooncool tool, take off these 4 bolts, and then you're going to put the rack on. And it can go on this way, or it can go this way. And the same thing, you just put the screws right back in, use a tool, piece of cake. And then in the Mooncool bag, you'll get a bolt, nut washer, lock and washer, a wrench, and a angled Allen wrench for attaching the headlight, which you can mount it in different positions on the front, either down on the what I call the basket rack, or actually on the basket. Don't forget, when you put the basket rack on there, to have your cables in the... I want to show you this just in case I forget, because I'm a feeble old man. These are the new emergency brake levers. It has an unlock icon and a locked icon. But watch this. You move this to the lock position just like that, and you press this. It's locked. It's locked in the position. And then to unlock it, you just move the red lever back to unlock, and one press. Brilliant. I love this Amazon chair. All right, you can see that I mounted the light on the basket bracket. I ran the cable through the little light bracket, and then don't forget, we got to hook them back up, and simply do arrow to arrow, big enough to see, push them together like that. Then I'm going to take some wire ties and run it between the basket and the bracket here to kind of protect it right in there like that. Take the seat stem post out of the bike, loosen up the bolt with the largest. Then you just have to finagle it and wrestle it in there, get it to the position that you want, tighten it up really, really good. That stem is super long. It's like 2 feet. For the stem, loosen, insert, get it to the height that you want it, make sure it's straight, and then close. There is an adjustment screw on the opposite side. Open the lever, and then with the adjustment screw, turn righty-tighty a couple times until this is harder to, and then your seat will not move. Almost the last step, fenders. Take these apart, 5 millimeter, and then we're going to see if we can do it without taking off the rack. This bike is so beautiful. The welds are gorgeous. The welds are top notch, and this color is so gorgeous, so vibrant. It's beautiful. I love it. You do not need to take the fender off. Make sure that it slips into the groove. Put the bolts through the top, hold the bottom, and then you can just start screwing them in by hand. I personally would not take off the rear rack. I think it's extra work that you don't need to do. The little tool from Mooncool works. Fender on tight, and then we ran cable and plugged them in arrow to arrow. This one was a little tight. I had to pull some slack from underneath. Just make sure that you wire tie very good so that it doesn't get caught in any parts. If I had to ding Mooncool for anything, it would be they didn't include any wire ties, or at least I didn't see any in the package. I have a cheating tip. This actually slipped down this way, and I was like, okay, thank you, God. God is great. Now I can get my tool in here and turn it. So now I'm going to tighten it up with my regular tool 90% of the way, and then slide it back up for the finishing touch. So there's your tip. Have the fender down with the blinker on the ground, and you'll be able to use a regular T and make quick work of it. All done on the fenders. Wire tie, just like the other side to protect it. Now, the last thing we need to do, display, arrow to arrow. We have the Mooncool TK PRO put together. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trike. The paint is gorgeous. If I had to ding Mooncool on two things, no wire ties. And the fenders could have been a little bit easier. However, if you tilt this fender and have this resting on the ground and then use a regular T handle here, it'll cut your time down by 90%. That's the way to do it. And that's the install. 95% is what Mooncool says. I'm going to give it to them 95%, and it's a beautiful looking trike.